Okay, something a bit different. I'm going to try draw and paint some of these lily pads. So let's have a look. Reference photo is it's quite large. I'm just going to have to take a few of these and have a play around. So here's one. It's just a round sort of circle like that, and then the area sort of bisecting in the center like that. You know, just gonna keep it very simple. There's one here that just sort of goes like this. There's a larger one here. Look at that. It's just as we get sort of closer, as we get a bit closer, they become larger. Okay, and don't be afraid to have them kind of overlap as well. So this one here, like that, something like that. There. Let's try one here, something like this. As they get over in the back, they look a bit kind of more disc shaped. I'm going to change the shape of them a little, like this. There. There's some shrubs, and I don't know what they are, just like bits of grass and things growing out of the water, which I think a nice little touch as well. Again, with some more of these running through like this. Yeah, you know, you can change them around very later as well. I'm just going to see how this ends up looking. There. And the smaller the background, they just become kind of little areas like this, which you can barely see exactly what's going on, but it's more the stuff here in the foreground and the midground. Just trying to focus on a little bit more. The larger one here, there, like that. No, I think I'm pressing hard enough with this pen, but it does tend to. This pen does tend to look a bit weak after it dries. I don't know why, but it just does. Maybe it could be the paper. Yeah, here's a few more like that. I don't know what we could do at the back. We could even get in some people. Like, for example, this would be a pond or something. Maybe going around the edge there. There. Something like that, right? Some more of these. Just trying to change the locations of them a bit, make it a bit more spontaneous too, so that it's not just all in the same spot. Or in the same order, more importantly. Okay, I think that should do it. I put one more in here for good measure, but that should pretty much do it for these areas of the lily pads. I think in the background we can have, I'm just going to invent something here. It could be a box, or here people just sitting here on a picnic. Have someone just sort of there, just sitting like that. There, just a little silhouette of the person sitting by the edge, and there could be someone here also, just also sitting down like this. Nothing too difficult. Put in a bit of hair for this figure. There, a bit of a shirt or something like that for this one too. Sort of just sitting down, having a nice little picnic here by the water. Like that. Detail that little bag a bit more. Could have one here too for this lady sitting there. Very, 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 very basic. I'm not even bothering to put in a whole lot of detail there. Let's leave it as that. Let's keep it simple. I've always had the propensity to make things more complicated than they need to be. Let's get some green, sap green, in for these lily pads. Okay, something like this. Look at that pen; it's already starting to move around. Okay, that's a good thing. I want to keep these lily pads pretty light as well, so that I can cut around them a bit with some darker paint and things like that. I don't want to colour them all in exactly the same colour though. So we're going to leave, some white on the paper too. Remember, this is also going to dry off significantly lighter than what it looks at the moment. So as we move back into these other ones, we're just going lighter, a little bit lighter, like that. There we go, just dropping in some paint in bits and pieces, especially out the back where we're only just indicating smaller ones, like that. There's not much really to worry about there in the background. I think also some of these shrubs would be nice to get in if I just put in some of this some of this bits and pieces of grass and stuff here. There could even be some here, just have a bit of a play around there. Okay, I might just start adding in even a little bit of the blue already in some of the areas, not all the areas, but some of the areas, to encourage a bit of blending and a bit of just a bit of activity on the water like this. Okay, but I was actually planning to go over the top of everything in a little bit darker, but let's just try. We'll do this bit first. There we go, and we can go just darker here as well. It really depends just what kind of scene we want to portray, and I think maybe we can get in this idea of some a tree or something crossing over these lily pads too. I'm just going to cut around some of these other ones like this. This is really just there's a number 10 round brush. It's nothing too small to work with. I'm just trying to put in some colour there. Move this around. It's too dark in some areas. Just like this. There we go. Yep. And leave some light on some of these lily pads as well. That. Cut around this one here. We're just basically trying to get in a basic wash over the top of everything, but leave some of that white on the paper as well showing through, which is really just areas of light and reflections and things like that. But remember to cut around that green. We don't want to colour everything blue, and also we don't want to colour everything in the same shade of blue. So yeah, near the back I'm just dulling that off a little bit, making it a bit lighter, but as we come forward I'm going to actually darken down more. But we'll cut around these ones as well here. Just a bit of that going in there. There we go. There we are. Move that wash down. There's some areas here which have already started to dry, and I'm gonna, before it's too late, just add in some more colour here in the front, I'm using up some cobalt blue in this section to get more contrast, a bit more contrast running through here. There we go. I think the trick with this is to try to colour a lot of this in with the minimum amount of brush strokes, because once you start overdoing it, it doesn't look like much. Well, you lose that freshness when you're overworking it. So yeah, this is a nice little negative painting exercise. Bring that down, bring this down here. Bring that down over in this corner. I'm going to get some neutral tint in this section and have a bit of darkness coming across some of these lily pads like this as well. I just need a bit of that extra darkness, a bit of that strength in some of these areas, like this. It's just pure neutral tint, really. There we go. Let's have a look. Got enough. Just darkness at the base. That. There. I don't want to overdo it, like I've mentioned before. So as soon as it starts looking okay, I'm going to stop playing with that area, and let's get in a bit of colour here in the background. I'm going to go with some what's this? Just a little bit of warmth here in the background. A bit of burnt sienna, a bit of red, English red in there as well. Maybe a bit of teeny bit of green too in this section, like that. There. Just some warm colours, I think, because we've got all this, we've got all this blue and stuff here, but I'm trying to be careful as well. I don't want to make it too saturated. We've already added in so many yellows and things as well, so yeah, just a little wash like this, cutting around the figures, there and there. There we go. Lifting off a bit of that paint as well. Let's join some of that up with the water too, like that, so that it just looks a bit more fluid. This, and even in the background, if you want to add in some bits of green in here, you can go ahead and do that. Just some little streaks of green running off in the back. Just darker regions. This is some brown I've picked up that I will just drop in a little bit over there, there in the background. Here we go. The figures I'm going to go add in with a light wash of colour. I'll probably go with some of this pink colour here. Light. So it's kind of like a purplish colour, like that. Very light colour. And the person on the left, let's go with some orange. A little bit of an orangey colour, like that. It's hard to sort of see exactly what colours, but that will do. Even near the base here, I feel that we can add in a little bit of just a streak of colour here to separate that out a bit more, the edge of that pond.
If you like this video, check out the playlist on the right. I release new tutorials and art supply reviews each week to help you progress faster in your watercolour journey.